Today on Misty and Ike.
Peanuts.
Are those fruits or vegetables?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Let's do it.
I'm Misty.
And I'm Ike.
The next 15 minutes,
We're going to debate pop culture.
my background's in music.
My background's in film.
I know the topics beforehand.
And I don't.
We check the internet for the facts.
And ruin it with opinions.
From pop rocks in your lunchbox.
To Happy Meal toys and swatch clocks. So, peanuts.
Yeah.
Here's are they fruits or nuts? Botanically, most nuts are the seeds of a fruit. While true nuts. These nuts.
Remember
that time? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Such as chestnuts, acorns. Shout out Acorn on Spotify. Check it out, the new single. And hazelnuts are fruits in and of themselves. Peanuts are the exception as they're legumes and thus technically vegetables.
So, I didn't want to interrupt you because I'm trying to practice my listening skills better.
You did very good. I appreciate that.
That's not actually the kind of peanuts I wanted to talk about.
All right.
I wanted to talk about Charles Schultz and Peanuts, the cartoon.
Oh, like da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na.
Yes.
Snoopy.
Yeah. Snoopy and Lucy. Yeah.
Well,
So
that's different than the legumes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Whoa. What if they had named that cartoon
The
Legumes?
It wouldn't have been nearly as funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I led you down that path. You seemed very excited about learning about peanuts and whether they're a nut or a legume. They are technically a legume.
I agree. And I am now ready to learn about the cartoon.
All
I've
right.
adjusted my expectations.
Okay. So on this day, February 12th in the year 2000, Charles Schultz, who created Peanuts, passed away. And it is still to this day, like I look back on my childhood and I think about like good, happy times. And it was always watching the Peanuts cartoons with my grandparents. It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown and the Christmas one. So I wanted to pay some tribute to Charles Schultz.
Oh my God. I just read the most heartbreaking thing.
Oh no.
Well, let's start with a fact.
Okay.
Do you know how many Peanut comic strips there were?
Oh, I can't even imagine.
It's in the thousands. That's right.
8,000.
17,879.
That's a lot.
And your boy Schultz got to see 17,896 of them.
Oh no.
They ran between 1950 and 2000, each one drawn by Schultz. Schultz died from colon cancer at 77 the day before the last original strip ran. So I guess he did all of them.
Wow.
But like, Bink, last one. I mean, obviously that's the last original one that comes out.
Well, yeah. But
that,
I mean, we don't know how.
That's not a coincidence at all.
I mean, you don't know how far in advance. Like, does he do like a month in advance, or does he do a whole bunch of illustrations and turn them in like in a year? Here's your dump for the year.
Thank you. Good save. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's fair.
Just all of a sudden clicked in my head, like, of course the originals stop when
I see what
dead.
you're saying, but we don't know. We don't know. He based Charlie Brown on himself.
Yeah.
Seriously?
His father was a barber and his mother was a housewife, just like Charlie Brown. He was the youngest in his class, just like Charlie Brown. He was really shy, just like Charlie Brown. Yeah, so the character was based on himself.
You know Linus?
Yes.
With the blanket?
With his blankie.
He didn't speak for the first 2 years.
Oh.
It wasn't until 1954.
He was sucking his thumb with his binky.
Bink is Binky.
His binky. Aw.
Franklin. Who's Franklin? Franklin recovers Charlie Brown's lost beach ball.
Yeah.
At the time, Franklin's inclusion was seen as controversial.
Franklin was African American.
Oh, Schultz received letters complaining about the character.
But you know what? He said, if you don't like it, don't read it. He created even more controversy with his response to it. He was just like, nope, gonna keep doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think this next one is going to be, it's a throwback to Monday.
Are we gonna cry?
We
This
aren't,
guy,
no.
He is sounding more and more like Mr. Rogers right
He
now.
was a lot like Mr. Rogers.
You know, Charlie Brown got close to getting an EGOT.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Did he just not have a Tony?
Only a dozen people have won each of the entertainment industry's biggest award, an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. Peanuts Projects won 2 Grammys, 4 Emmys, and 2 Tony Awards.
Oh, they just don't have an Oscar.
Yeah, they've only gotten
They
an
did they
Oscar
not?
nomination
Oh,
through A Boy Named Charlie Brown in
man.
1969. It got a nod for Best Original Song Score.
Oh man,
Damn.
you guys!
And if we produce the new Peanuts podcast, they can get a we got.
they can get a we got.
We got
We'll let you figure that one out.
Oh, Webby.
a twig. There's no Oscar.
But we can still get them an Oscar for Best Podcast Scores, or whatever.
We'll make it happen. Maybe we'll be so influential that we'll demand it, and they will give in and just give them
Maybe.
an Oscar.
Otherwise, he'll have a G-Wet.
Okay. Ew.
Do you want to
Ew.
go? I got one if you don't.
I do have one. When he was a little boy, he submitted a picture of his dog to Ripley's Believe It or Not. He drew the picture of his dog and sent it to them to be published. And it appeared in the Ripley's syndicated panel. And he had made a cartoon out of it. The dog's name was Spike, and he ate pens and tacks and razor blades.
Oh, like Halloween candy.
So he was just like a kind of weird little kid too, just like everyone else.
Did you know this? This doesn't quite make any sense to me because I don't know how you can have music in a comic strip. But the first piece of music in the Peanuts strip was by Rachmaninoff.
Well, does it have to do with Charlie sitting down or the piano playing? And
Yeah.
so it would be the
Prelude in G minor.
yeah, it would be
Yeah.
the
Written.
like thought clouds or the written clouds or
Right.
whatever, and it would show music playing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That is cool.
Did you know that he didn't actually name Peanuts?
Oh, I didn't know that.
He had a comic script called Little Folks, and the syndication company accepted his work and decided that the name Little Folks was too close to the name of
Little
Little
Rascals.
Abner. And so to avoid confusion, they settled on the name Peanuts after the Peanut Gallery featured in the Howdy Doody TV show.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did you know Snoopy has 5 siblings?
I did not know that at all.
Snoopy the dog.
What are their names?
Spike was the first Snoopy brother introduced in 1975.
Spike was his childhood dog.
Yeah, after his childhood pup. Snoopy's other siblings include, that's right, Nick, Marbles, Olaf,
Yeah, I was going to
Andy,
ask about marbles.
and his only sister, Belle.
I remember
Olaf?
Olaf. That's the only one I remember is Olaf.
How many, pop quiz, how many Peanuts TV specials were there?
5.
I'm going to go with what Nick said, 5.
45.
What?
Yep. A Charlie
Why
Brown,
did we only hang on to 5 if there are 45 of those magical pieces of
a Charlie Brown
content?
Christmas, the first television special, won an Emmy and a Peabody Award.
Yeah.
So he's got more than less
Oh,
than
and he
an
got a Peabody.
Oh, he's got
Yeah.
a P.
He got a Peagot.
He got a
Peagot.
He got a
He got a
Peagot.
Peagot.
Since its debut in 1965, Bill Melendez and Lee Melendez have produced 44 others, including classics like It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. December will, I don't know when this article was written, December will mark the 50th anniversary of the Charlie Brown Christmas special. That would be this last December,
Yeah.
hopefully. And it was originally commissioned and sponsored by, that's right, Coca-Cola. Another throwback to this week's drug episode.
Do some cocaine and watch some Charlie Brown. This is kind of weird, and I guess I'm going to need to read it to actually explain it. Schultz wanted Snoopy to be entirely silent, which wasn't Snoopy entirely silent?
Oh, he grunted.
Okay. Oh, okay. So
Oh, that
like
was
the
the-
Peanuts' parents.
No, what was the little bird's name?
Woodstock.
Woodstock made noise.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Snoopy
so,
definitely didn't say words.
Oh, in the actual cartoon strip, it was after 2 years of the comic, Snoopy verbalized his thoughts in thought balloons.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Do you know Snoopy's eyes are on the same side of his face?
Well, yeah, because he's 2D.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but not
you're
everybody.
right.
But not everybody has.
And it's in a newspaper.
You're right. There, because it's always a profile.
And Charlie almost always
Yeah,
faces
in the
front.
actual
Right.
cartoon, he has to turn, and they're both just on the same side.
He named the Peanuts characters after all of his friends. He had Schultz and Linus and Sherman were 3 of his like closest friends.
Oh,
And Peppermint Patty
Oh, Peppermint Patty.
was inspired by Patricia Swanson, who was one of the cousins on his mother's side. He came up with the full name when he saw peppermint candies in her house.
Wow.
And ex-girlfriends. The character of the little redheaded girl is based on a woman in Schultz's life named Donna Mae Johnson. She was an art instructor. No, she worked with him at Art Instruction Incorporated as an accountant. And when he proposed to her, she turned him down.
Well, another fact about the redheaded girl.
Yeah, me.
She's never fully seen in the Peanuts comic strip.
As it should be, right? Redheaded girl should never be fully seen.
Well, how do you know if she's a redhead if you can't see her head? The Daily Strip only showed the object of Charlie Brown's affections once in silhouette in 1998.
They usually showed the back of her head, right?
But didn't they
As
also...
she was walking away from him.
They also never showed the teacher fully, right? Charlie Brown's
No,
teacher
and,
was...
and all that's what you heard on the cartoons.
And the mom, right?
Yeah, all the parents, all the adults, you never heard them actually talk. It was wah, 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 wah.
Which is
all
exactly what adults sound like.
Pretty much, as a little kid, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the facts I got about Peanuts, except they got a stamp.
They did get a stamp.
Yeah. 2015, to mark the 65th anniversary of the comic and the 50th anniversary of the television special, the USPS released Forever stamps with images like Snoopy ice skating.
Continue.
We're talking about Snoopy. This is going to go on a rant. I'm sorry, Nicholas. Go ahead.
So there were stamps.
Please continue. Whatever you had to say must have been really important.
Nah.
I have something. Can I
Yes,
bring this back around?
Please.
No.
So to tie this in to another episode that we had a few weeks back, Charles Schultz loved the space program, and he was a huge proponent and donated money, and also wrote Peanuts Goes to Space and incorporated it into his cartoons. So in 1969, Apollo 10 named the command module Charlie Brown, and the lunar module was named Snoopy.
That's awesome.
How cool is that?
That's a good note to end it on.
That's real cool.
Because I think the slaps. Well, we have 2 minutes left, but I think that's a good ending space note.
I think that's just super awesome. Also, we can end it on this. This will be fun. In Hong Kong, there is a Charlie Brown cafe. And every time I go to Hong Kong, it's my favorite place to go to the Charlie Brown cafe and get some breakfast and sit with coffee. And the whole thing is just all Peanuts characters, and the walls are wallpapered with comic strips, and it's real cool. It's one of those things you realize how much American culture has permeated all over the rest of the world when you see something like Peanuts in Hong Kong.
I can't help it. It sounds like it every time.
Peanuts.
Peanuts. The fruit.
Peanuts.
And vegetable.
The legume.
Which is a vegetable.
Sure.
And no.
And no.
Well, that's all. That's been our sex education for the day, folks. Not all jokes are funny. Not all jokes are funny.
We went into this so pure and innocent.
We're talking about legumes.
And then all of a sudden it's nuts and penises, and here we are.
Well, it's Falling Apart Friday.
It is Falling Apart Friday. I don't know what happened.
Episode 145.
145.
For those of you playing along at home. Leave us a comment and tell us your favorite Charlie Brown
Everybody
special.
has a favorite Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Or tell us your favorite Charlie Brown character, too.
Or if you've ever seen one of the other 44 specials that we didn't list.
Seriously, I'm going to have to look that up now and see what all the other ones are. Because I only know the 3.
Be a good marathon during quarantine.
The Christmas one is pretty awesome.
The Christmas one, the Halloween one, and okay, maybe I only know 2.
Well, you know what?
I know.
He inspired a whole series of Christmas trees. The Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Like if you get a little one at home,
yeah.
you call it the Charlie Brown.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I called my little. I had a little plant one this year because I just didn't feel like it. I set the one up here in the office. So
Your
at
one
home,
at
I
home-
didn't want to deal with it.
Smaller. The one at home was smaller.
It was like this big, and it was literally like a couple of twigs, and it was my Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
That's awesome.
I guess we're not going to end early today.
Guess not.
Thanks for sticking with us through all 145 episodes of the Misty and Ike program. Now, with more Nick.
Now with more Nick.
Check us out next week for... I went down that hole without thinking about where I was going with it. I don't know what we're talking about next week.
You don't, because I don't know yet either.
Right. But thanks
It's Valentine's week, so
Ooh.
we'll have to talk about something about that.
Sounds awesome.
That's what I think of love.
That's what I think of Valentine's Day. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.